So apparently, in this universe, your biology decides the love life. Dumb, right? Yeah, until it emotionally destroys you at 3 a.m. Anyway, I just finished watching ABO Desire, and I have thoughts. A lot of them. A lot. So we're gonna talk about it. ABO Desire is literally a fan fiction that skipped internet and got funding. Like seriously, it has everything. Everything you could ever ask for in a drama or a series. It has drama, betrayal, emotional manipulation, romance, way too much chemistry between the leads, and an alarming shortage of therapy. Like, seriously. So basically, everyone is hot, unhinged, and in denial. At first, I was like, okay, we're getting a office romance with a sprinkle of pheromones and corporate tension. But what was that? Like, genuinely, what did I just watch? Like, seriously, I went from giggling in the first episode to full on emotional crisis by episode 3. Like, I went in expecting a mild workplace flirting, but came out emotionally invested in everyone's trauma and communication issues. But here's the thing, ABO Desire actually had depth. It's just not about pheromones and dominance. It's about control, identity, and vulnerability. Like, hello, unexpected psychology. Let's talk about Hua Yong, the master of deception and manipulation. Like, this man is the walking contradiction. If anyone ever asks for a definition or an example of contradiction, yeah, here's the one. Like, this man went from this to this, like, span of seconds. At some point, I thought it wasn't possible. Yeah, he did it. He he's the king of deception. Generally, when people like someone, we would be like, okay, let's get the number. Let's get to know each other. Let's go on a date. He said, who does that? Right? I'll make a foolproof plan of manipulation and deception. I'll just steal my whole personality from someone else. Can you believe that? People steal gold, silver, vehicles, jewelry, anything. This man stole his whole personality. It was unbelievable. He's a dream and a nightmare at the same time, okay? Now, everyone wants someone to love them like Huang loves Sheng Shaoyou. But you don't want them to be obsessed with you, I promise. Because if he so as to even breathes near me, I'm calling the cops. The one thing I like about his personality is that his self-awareness. He knows what he is or how he is. That's why he told Shen Wenlang to take care of Peanut. He knew he wouldn't be able to do that. And that's, my friend, is self-awareness. Everyone should be self-aware of themselves. Yeah. Now we'll talk about Sheng Shaoyou, our playboy. Even Huang said he loves everything about him except the fact that he is a playboy. Okay, so he is a playboy. He is the literal definition of knight in shining armor. He likes to be needed. And he's the typical type, the damsel in distress, the cherry eyes, I think it's quivering lips, something. And we all know where that type came from, okay? We all know. It's not a secret. And if you don't know, please read the novel. You'll find out. This man has 32 exes. 32. He's like Ash or something from Pokemon. He's collecting exes like Pokemon. At some point, I thought he was going to have a battle. Who wins? One thing I love about Sheng Shaoyou's character is that even though he had 32 exes, he never cheats with them. He never did. he, when he loves someone, he loves too deeply. And he never loved any one of your exes. None of them. It was just casual flinches. Flings. That's bad, okay? 32 flings, that's bad. 32 casual. Yeah, that's bad. But he loved really deeply his father, Hua Yong, and his half siblings. Even though Hua Yong, manipulated him, betrayed him, lied to him again and again and about everything, literally. Only his name was real and everything else was a lie. But because Sheng Shaoyou loved him so much, in the end he, forgives him just like that. Just forgives him. Even his father, who betrays his mother again and again and again, and is still trying to save him. I don't know how you do that, man. Like, seriously, I don't know how you do that. But I really wanted Hua Yong to suffer a little more. Like, that man made him so sad. He cried. And saying I cried too. So he deserved more suffering. He needed to, go on his knees. I think it's called Gao Tu or something like this. He should have done that. There, the forgiveness part was really short. He should have struggled more. They should have made him struggle more. Yeah. He deserved that. No one can define their relationship like this does. मैं जो रुका गुलाम अरे बन के रहूंगा. No, this is them. Okay, this is them. No one can deny that. Even I cannot deny that. Now let's talk about Shen Wenlang, our emotionally constipated genius businessman. This man is a genius when it comes to business. But he has the emotional capacity of a teaspoon when it comes to love. Like, he doesn't know anything. And his mouth doesn't shut up. At some point, I wanted to, give him something. This, and this. The amount of times I wanted to slap him in the head is countless. Seriously, countless. I even wanted to kick him out the window, from the hospital window where he jumped from. Yeah, I wanted to kick him out from there. Seriously. This man cannot communicate to save his life. If someone said you have to communicate or we will kill you, he'll die within seconds. Like this. He will die like this. Seriously. The man can't say what he thinks, what he wants, nothing. Except his business. He is a genius when it comes to business. Let's keep that part aside, right? Other than that, he's so bad at communication. Even a 2-year-old communicates better than him. And 2-year-olds don't know how to communicate properly. Don't know how to talk properly. And they're better than him. This man believes Gao Tu blindly, like his blind trust. If Gao Tu said that, yeah, the sky was pink or purple, he would believe that. He wouldn't even question it. He would be like, yeah, if Gao Tu said that, it must be it. He wouldn't even go and check it, yeah, if it's true or not. He will just trust it. That's how much he trusts Gao Tu. Like, people say that he's dumb. No. He just trusts Gao Tu too much. Way too much. After all this time, in the last episode, when Gao Tu's father told him the truth, like he was pregnant and he was an Omega, he still asked Gao Tu if it was true. And how can it possible? And when Gao Tu said that I'm a bait, how can it be possible? I thought Shen Wenlang would believe him again. And he did. I think he nearly did. Until he was given the reports. His trust for Gao Tu is enormous. Like, you can't even comprehend it. You know, some things come to my mind when I see Shen Wenlang's character. That he needs therapy, a lot of them. A lot of therapy. He needs a lot of therapy. A hug, not from me, from Gao Tu. A really nice, good one. Not the last episode one. That's we'll talk about that later. And a few dozen slaps. He needs them to make his brain function properly. I just remember something. I saw it on Twitter, I think. Someone tweeted that someone stopped Shen Wenlang. He messages for pregnant men at 1 a.m. It was funny. I might not be able to make it funny. Now let's move on, or I'll start, literally slapping him at some point. But no one can deny that he needs therapy, okay? He needs it. It will be better for everyone, especially Gao Tu. Anyways, let's move on to Gao Tu, king of survival and struggle. Like, Gao Tu's entire life is a risk management strategy. He has been managing stress, risk since the day he was born. At some point, I thought he was born to just struggle. Like his father, his mother, his sister, his boss, and love. Everything. His health. This man was struggling since the day he was born. It was just so heartbreaking to see him like that. I felt every emotion he was displaying. Every emotion. He's a really good actor, I'm gonna say that. Really good one. Okay. Gao Tu's literally running on caffeine, confidence, and in denial. This man out here pretending to be better like a full-time undercover mission. Like, seriously, dude, stop it. It's getting a toll on your body. You cannot even stand properly. Take it easy. I know he can, but yeah. One thing we all might agree on, even if you don't, I do believe it. If Gao Tu had like the same resources, same possessions, or same amount of wealth like Hua Yong does, even the fraction of it, if he had even a fraction of them, he would be just as obsessive, manipulative, if not more. Okay? That man is obsessed with him. Love him? Yes. Obsessed with him? Yes. Or why else would he keep a drink for 10 years? You tell me. Why would he keep it? That man was obsessed. But he loved him too deeply. That's confirmed. That's true. 100%. And Sheng Wenlang. But I'm still looking for that ugliness you talked about. Where is it? I can't find it. Through all the episodes, through all the 16 episodes, I didn't find a 1 ounce of ugliness you talked about. Where is it? You think this man is ugly? Just look at him. See? Yeah, I thought so. And their relationship, how do I summarize it? It's pretty easy. It's quite the same as the previous ones, like Hua Yong and Sheng Shaoyou. But still, there's one more thing to add there. This. Now let's talk about something I really want to speak about. Like, it needs to be said. So you must have seen the trailer 2 years ago in Korean Culture's YouTube channel. I want you to remember that. What did it say? It said 4 leads, 2 couples. Obviously, we know both of them won't be main couples. One will be main couple, one will be the second main couple. Okay, we all know that. That's a given. Okay, that's a given. We know that. But in this drama, after watching the whole thing, I realized some of the things. Okay, the screen time of the second couple, Shen Wenlang and Gao Tu, is nearly non-existent. It's so less. Like, how can you do that to them? The story was so intriguing, so interesting. I was hooked on it. They had me on a chokehold for throughout the 16 episode. Like, how can you just reduce their screen time? It's at this point they were in the same second male couple, but glorified supporting actors. That's what it felt like. Even the ending was half open ending. Like, there was nothing. Just a hug is not enough. It's definitely not enough. Like, he needs to apologize properly. He needs to talk. They need to talk about it, talk to each other about everything. It was such a disappointment to see that. Like, you had in the directors, the directors, Nong Jian sisters. You have the money. You have it. And you have resources. You have the actors. Then why didn't you give them a proper ending? I don't get it. Like, every fan of ABO Desire will agree with me on this, that their ending, their story was rushed. Everyone will believe it. Everyone will agree with this. Okay? I just hope we could give a few, special episodes. It was so good, I would be so happy. Not just me. I know you guys will be happy too. Seriously, every ABO Desire fan will be happy if there's a second season or a few special episodes. In the second season, about the second couple, not just some glimpse of first couple, because we've already seen their story in the first season. Let's talk about Lily's screen time. What was it? I couldn't even see his face properly. It's like I blinked and he went, like he was gone. I just blinked. Why would you do that? I couldn't even see his face properly. Like what he looked like. Why? During the airtime of this drama, the sisters said, the Nong Jian sisters said there won't be Mahang and his Shen Wenlang's parents won't be in this, right? So, and there were so many changes in this. Okay, there was changes. They changed the script a little bit, so I thought there won't be a separation of 3 years. If there would be a separation, it could be like 3 months, 6 months, something like that, not 3 years. That's what I thought after seeing the changes. But no, they did give a separation of 3 years. But they couldn't give them a good ending. That's a disappointment. So many levels. Like, how did Gao Tu survive for 3 years? Because during this time of suppression, Mahang was with him. Shen Wenlang's Omega father helped him to escape the country. So how did he escape? How did he survive the pregnancy? Because it was really dangerous. Everything. It was clearly an open ending without any explanation. It can't just end with a hug. We all know that. Their ending was so rushed. I just couldn't believe it. It's like they suddenly met Wenlang saw Gao Tu and he just went to hug him, but that's it. The end. I thought there would be something else. There would be a little more. He would apologize. He would be on his knees to apologize. He better. There would be communication. Like, their stories are miles apart. We didn't see how much Gao Tu struggled. How Wenlang, went through his life. How did he manage the 3 years? How did Gao Tu manage the 3 years? What was happening? There were so many things missing, even during the story. There were so many things missing. Like, there were so many things missing. We couldn't see how Sheng Shaoyou reacted to Huang's past, about how his siblings treated him all throughout his life. Then how Sheng Shaoyou reacted to knowing that how Huang reacted when he heard that Sheng Shaoyou might not survive. Everything. There were so many things missing. Then Lang Tu's reconciliation. Like, how can you just skip that? How did they reconcile everything? How did they communicate? How did Wenlang apologize? Everything. There were so many things missing. You just cannot. Now there are many things, many scenes from the novel that I wanted to see in the drama. There were so many things. Some of them are the smoking scene of Gao Tu in the club. When he was smoking and Wenlang saw him, I really wanted to see that. I just couldn't see it. I really wanted to see that. Then there's meeting after the separation, the living room scene when Lily was sleeping. Then there's Wenlang's meat-seeking syndrome. We all know they really, kept mild it in the drama. It was so much worse in the novel. They really made the series much, much, much milder than the novel actually is. You need to read the novel to understand what this story is really about, because the people who has not read the novel will eventually blame Hua Yong and Shen Wenlang about their behaviors, or how they treated, how they navigated through life. I'm not saying that they're right in any way, but there's a reason behind that. Even this in where Hua Yong cut his brother's hands off. It wasn't just about the photo, but yeah, the reason he lost his hand was about the photo, was because of the photo, was because of the picture. But there's a story behind it. There's a backstory behind that too. We couldn't see that. We needed to. I really wanted to see Gao Tu's journey all throughout these 3 years. The separation journey, how he survived, how he navigated his life. The same goes for Shen Wenlang. I wanted to see that too. And then the 7 proposals. Wenlang proposed 7 times. We couldn't even see one. That's a heartbreak for me. Like, how could you do that? And the most epic one of them, the kidnapping scene. How can you not add that? That was the highlight. In all seriousness, the first couple had me giggling and kicking my feet, whereas the second couple had me go to therapy. Forced me to get therapy. Nong Jian said that the second couple's story was really typical every Alpha Omega story. No, it's not. Even if it's typical, it's interesting. Because their story had everything you could ask for. I was really invested in this story. I was especially invested in the second couple story more than the first couple. I'm not saying the first couple story was not good or didn't like them. I did. But I love the second couple more. No one can argue with me on that. No one can tell me that their story was boring or typical and they didn't like it. Their story was so good, so amazing. Their acting was so good. All 4 of them. It was really, really good. You know, the chemistry between all four of them is really amazing. At some point, I thought, okay, I wouldn't mind if they change partners suddenly in the drama. I wouldn't mind it if Shayu fell for Gao Tu and Hua Yong fell for Shen Wenlang, or Shen Wenlang fell for Shayu and Hua Yong for Gao Tu. I wouldn't have minded because their chemistry is so amazing. You cannot deny that the chemistry is over the top. I mean, over the top is bad or good? Chemistry is really, really good. It's over the moon. Really good. Now let's talk about the finally that I really wanted to say. All four of them had similar traumas since their childhood, relating their past, their childhood, their parents. They had similar traumas. But it's interesting to see. One thing I realized while watching this drama is that despite having this similar traumas, all four of them had similar traumas regarding their childhood, parents, their life, everything. It's interesting to see how different the reactions was, how different the outcome was, like how different kind of people they have become. For Hua Yong, his father, he was his father's 13th illegitimate child. 13th. His half siblings were not really kind, if I tell you. They assaulted him, they bullied him all throughout his childhood. Everything. He never knew love. It's only obvious that he doesn't know how to love. But he still loved Sheng Shaoyou more than himself. Because he didn't know what love was, how to love, because he was never loved. So when Sheng Shaoyou showed him a little kindness, he fell for him. And not just like, yeah, I like him, no. He became totally obsessed with him. Various for Sheng Shaoyou, his father also had a lot of illegitimate childs. But he didn't have to fight for his right to be heir because he is the sole legitimate heir of his father. So he didn't have to fight his siblings for that. But Huang had to fight his half-siblings to get where he is. There's a Shen Wenlang whose father's life traumatized him. Every one of them had similar traumas, all four of them, but they became different kinds of people. Their outcomes were different. As an adult, they navigate their life differently. For Huang, his life revolves around Sheng Shaoyou because he is the only person who showed him kindness. Sheng Shaoyou, he is righteous, kind. He loves people really, really much. The people he loves, he will do anything for them. And Shen Wenlang, because of his past, he hates Omegas now. He doesn't actually hate them, but he is rather afraid that he will be left behind again. They kind of had similar traumas, but it's interesting to see how different they grew up to be. You can clearly see that they're different despite having similar traumas, really different. Gao Tu is compassionate, kind, but he hates his identity. His Omega identity, he hates his Omega identity. Shen Wenlang is proud, hates Omegas, can't communicate, doesn't know what love is. Sheng Shaoyou, he is righteous, proud, kind, but he has a lot of ego. Huang, he doesn't have any emotion. He just everything he has is Sheng Shaoyou. None of them knew what love was while growing up, but they found their own way of loving. So it also shows the reality of actual humans in reality, because for the same trauma, people can react very, very differently. Very differently. If something happens, your reaction won't be same as mine. It will be different. It could be similar. It could be same. There's no certainty in that. A person's reaction towards an event or an incident can be really different. It can be different from person to person. It shows the reality, okay? Because we humans, despite going through this similar events, similar traumas, same even, we won't react the same way. Like, it's not a guarantee that our reactions will be same. We could crash out, we could be calm, we could be, we will have really different reactions towards towards the same event or incident. That's just reality, and that's what people fail to understand. For a particular event, just because you felt that way does not guarantee that I'll feel the same. It's regarding every event, every incident, let it be good or bad, doesn't matter. Everyone's reaction is different, and people need to understand that. Every character in ABO Desire either needs therapy, a hug, or to be slapped with common sense. Seriously. But I loved every second of it. There were some moments that disappointed me. And yeah, I'm still slightly mad about some choices. But that does not change the fact that it's a damn good story, okay? Messy? Absolutely. Worth watching? 100%. Just keep your therapist number handy, okay? And honestly, I've been mentally rewriting this show since I finished it. Like, the amount of what if scenarios living rent free in my mind right now is insane. Like, what if we said that? What if we did that? What if everyone had emotional stability for once? Yeah, I've got way too many of those bouncing around in my head. And obviously, I'm going to make a separate video for all that chaos. Because my imagination refuses to shut up. Okay, that's all for today's emotional roller coaster. Let me know your favorite what ifs in the comments. Because I know I'm not the only one who's rewriting this show. Okay? Okay, see you in the next one. Probably still crying, but with better lighting.